Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today we're going to be creating a really cool card. You could use it for thank you notes for the holidays. You could use it for just a thinking of you type card for the holidays, or you can use it for your Christmas greetings, your Hanukkah greetings, whatever you care for. There are a number of different variations that you can do. I created one specifically that I think you will enjoy, and it's a little bit different than what you would normally do for a Christmas, holiday, Hanukkah card. Basically what we're doing here is creating a card that you have a jumping off point and you can go with it and run with it, and I'd love to see what you create. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to show you what we've got. We have a tag punch here, we have a white ink, purple ink, and we also have a silver ink. We also have some 3D pop dots here. We have our stamping block, of course. We have our awesome quick stick little tool for our rhinestones. We have our Tim Holtz scissors. We have some shiny silver twine. We have our card base, our card mat, and we also have our paper here so that we can stamp on it. We have our adhesive, and of course we have our awesome stamp set. This is our Snowflake Beauty stamp set. It is a Creative Journey with Melissa stamp set, and this is it right here. This is what we're going to be giving away this week. Hopefully you enjoy it. You have a number of different things you can utilize it for. You do not have to use it for just snowflakes. You could use it just as a background. You could use it for the background for a birthday or anything you want, because you can make these different colors as I'm going to show you shortly. And you have a number of different things here. These are actually quotes that I wrote. Winter brings me joy to the core of my being. If you know me, I wear shorts until it's about 40 degrees because I'm originally from Chicago, even though I live in California. So you know that is the truth. Snowflakes are wintry kisses from God. A snowflake is a beautiful winter blanket to earth, and snowflakes are a beautiful reminder that heaven exists. Even though there are some religious comments in here that you may not care for if this is not something that applies to you, the other ones are very versatile if that is something of interest to you. So be sure, if you want to be in the running so that you can qualify to win this prize, you will need to be a subscriber to our blog, and you will also need to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. Check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. So with that, I am going to get a rolling, and we're going to start off by doing our background. We're not going to need this right now. So let's put what we don't need aside. And actually, I'm going to show you what we are making. I guess that would help, wouldn't it? So the card we're creating is right here. This is the card we're creating. So as you see here, I wrote snowflakes. I did not write, actually. I did write, but I actually stamped in this case. Snowflakes are wintry kisses from God. Now this would be a religious stamp from the sentiments that we have on this set. But there are two other sentiments that you can use that you would be able to utilize in a non-religious form. I know that some people obviously do not celebrate Christmas, may not believe in God, may not be open to using these stamps, and that's perfectly fine. So that's why we have other options in the same stamp set, okay? So this is what we're creating right here. And with that, I am going to get out my paper. This is our card back, and this is our paper that we're going to stamp on. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my block as well as my stamp set that I like to use myself, and that's this one. And ironically, yeah, I named it me. So I'm going to just get out the stamps that I'm going to need. And then I'm also going to get, let's see, we have one more stamp set that I need to grab. And that's this one, okay? So I've got those, so we have those ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all my stamping first, just to ensure that all of this is dry before we put it back together. Now for the demonstration purposes only, I actually have extra blocks so you don't have to watch me take time to really clean all the stamps so that they're okay for the next stamp. So I do have 4 blocks here. So if you see me just changing, you're going to make sure you want to clean off your stamp and start with another one. You by no means need to have 4 stamp blocks to do this project. All you need to do is make sure you take time to wipe it off. But I want to make sure that I'm trying to make this video as compact as possible and as time friendly as possible. So let's start with the purple. We're just going to take our stamp here and place it on our block. And as you can see, the acrylic sticks to the acrylic block. The stamp sticks to the acrylic block. I apologize. And the stamp is actually photopolymer. It is not acrylic. It is a special type of formula that in itself is sticky. So when you place the photopolymer on an acrylic block, it doesn't come off. Okay? So that's what we have here. So let's, I'm going to move this aside too. I'm going to start with my purple. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our stamp and we're just going to ink it. I usually do it a few times. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just stamp various places on the paper. Doesn't have to be exact, but I usually like to work in odd numbers. So with that, I will do odd numbers. So you'll put one here, and maybe we'll put one right on this edge here. Okay, so we have that. If you'd like, you're always welcome to use some paper underneath so that you don't ruin your work surface. This actually washes off very easily, which is why I use it. But that way you want to make sure you do protect your work surface. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more purple. How about right on this little corner here? Like that, and maybe just a little bit right there. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 places there. If you work in odds, it makes it lay out more evenly, and it makes it have a nicer flow. So that's what I did that for. So we're going to move on, and we're going to move on to this right here. This is the next one. And we're using this with the silver ink, okay? So we're just going to pop this off. This is one of the little stamps, ink pads. Clearly I can't talk today. Often that happens. I like that. It's a little bit, you guys get to figure out what I can't say today. What we're going to do here is just utilize this silver. And the one thing that I love about the little blocks is that you can just put it right on and then stamp away. And it looks great. You see that? So that works really well. So we're gonna do that again. Make sure we have ink on the whole thing. I'm gonna stamp over here. I'm gonna do another one. And stamp, I'm gonna stamp right there. And I'm gonna do 2 more, I'm just not sure where yet. Let's see. How about one right here? And I'm going to do another one right here. Okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the same all the time. But it is helpful to figure out what pattern you want to do ahead of time, just so that you know where you're going to lay it out. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this block and I'm going to use it for my snowflake here. Okay? And what we have here is we're going to use our white ink, okay? So we'll just use this. We could do it either way. I'm just going to mush it on. And we'll do one like right here. Mush it on again. Do one right here. Just to kind of fill in the space. Nothing fancy, just a little decoration here and there, okay? We'll do one right here. And then last but not least, we will do one right here. Okay, I think that looks good. So that part is done. So I'm going to set this aside and let that dry out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my stamp block. I'm going to peel off the purple one and wipe it off a little bit. Let's see here. There we go. And we're going to do the sentiment. So with the sentiment, we're going to be using the purple like it is in the sample. Okay. So we're just going to grab that, place it right on there. Now again, like I said, you're welcome to use any of the sentiments like we talked about before. And remember, this is one of the giveaways. This here is a giveaway for you for this. So make sure that you are a subscriber. So, whoops, dropped, and I'm back. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to ink this. Make sure we've done it completely. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see it better. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece of paper and just ink right there. I'm going to do an extra one because it's always good to have extra. As long as you've got your stamps out, you might as well do a few extra, right? And maybe one more, okay? Just to have a few extra on hand, all right? So now we can put the ink away. We don't need that anymore. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our punch to the test and get our little punch going here, okay? So we will take our sentiment and center it so it looks good. I think that looks pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Right there looks good, and that's all set. So now we have that done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our adhesive and we're going to place our adhesive on the back of our stamped mat for our card. And we're just going to place it right there, basically in the middle of the card. Okay, looks good. All right. So now what we need is we need our foam dots and our twine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our twine, okay, and we also need our scissors when we're done. We're going to take our twine, and as you can see, it's got this beautiful silver glimmer to it. I just love it. So it's really great for like anniversary cards or you know, winter, anything that you would want to use silver with, wedding, whatever you care for. And typically now is the time to get this because oftentimes they'll come out with a shimmery twine color. So make sure you check it out and make sure you try to get it now so that you can keep it in your stash. I've had this probably for 2 years, and this is my whole thing here, and as you can see, I've got plenty left. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just take this and we're going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to cut it. So put the extra aside, and then we're going to take this and just tie it in a little knot. If I can just grab it. So I'm tying it in a knot. Like so. So right there is a tied knot. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the scissors and trim just a little bit off so it's not too excessive. Okay, so we're all set with that. Now what we want to do is we're going to take our foam dots, or whatever you have in your hand or in your stash, as I'm correcting this to make it look a little bit better for my liking. There we go. And like that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over. We're going to take our foam dots here and we're just going to put a few on here so that it'll give the 3D effect. Okay? And then maybe, well, I think 3 is enough. The other thing I want to tell you is a little side note. Just remember, even though you've used the circles here, don't forget to use this part because it's very helpful. You can use it especially if you're trying to use foam squares, dots, or whatever on bigger items. This really works. You can cut it into strips and really make it quite helpful. Okay? So make sure you utilize all that you have. So what we're going to do is just take this and peel off the backing paper. Throw those away. And then all we're going to do is place this right here. I think this will be good, a good place for it. And you just push down on the pop dots. And we're done. So although this has a little bit more bling on it, this is perfectly fine just the way it is, right? Now, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more bling to it. Although I like the way this looks. It does look nice. Doesn't this look a little bit better with the rhinestones in there? I think so too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my rhinestones. And it's up to you as to which rhinestone you want to put it in. If you want to put, which snowflake you want to put it in. You could put the rhinestone in the silver or the purple or the white. That's totally up to you. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put it on the silver. Okay? So I'm using my little tool here, placing it right in the middle of that snowflake. And doing the same for this one. Oops. And that one. And that one. And I think that looks great. What do you think? I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope that you enjoyed this really simple card. Like I said, there's a number of ways you could do it. Now you're finished completing the entire card. You have a little bit of rhinestone, you have a little bit of twine. You could always make it without both of those things, but I think this gives it just a little bit of dress up and really makes it special. Okay? I really appreciate you joining us today, and thank you so much. Please be sure to subscribe to our blog and our YouTube channel to be eligible to win this awesome stamp set, which is called Snowflake Beauty. And I hope that you will join us next week and you will find out on our blog who is the winner. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.